Good afternoon, friend. I'm a bit sick. Actually, I'm pretty sick. My throat is killing me, and I got the sinuses blocked. So if you see me, I'm different today. You know why. So let's get into it, man. Look at this. It says Quebec will equip itself with anti-drone equipment and body detectors. So I don't know. I was hoping there was already body detectors, but you remember, like a few weeks ago, I was making that joke about it's so simple. Like you got drones flying in, you don't have technology for that yet. It should already be in place. Well, now I don't know. It looks like they're trying to get something going here. So I have to eat my words, man. A shout out to Adam Rogers. Let's get down to business, my friend. Let's see what they give us. Dang, wait, my equipment. I just gotta fix so I can hear it. Yeah, okay. Let me just have volume down a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay.
François Bonnardel veut lutter contre la contrebande en prison de 3 façons. D'abord, en ajoutant des clôtures autoportantes et des grillages dans les fenêtres.
Oh, so they're adding some fences, he said? I'm not sure, like some special types of fence, and also grills to the window.
En installant des scanners corporels pour remplacer dans la plupart des cas les fouilles à nu.
So this is good news for the inmates somehow. Well, it's good and bad news. You know, when you walk into I guess they do them checks on you naked. You know what I mean? Another dude comes and touches you all over the place. That can't be good. They're removing that now, so they don't have to touch you. So instead, the machine's gonna scan your body.
Et en sécurisant les points d'entrée avec des arches de détection à rayon X.
Je voyais bien qu'on avait besoin de donner un coup de barre majeur pour être capable de mieux équiper en termes de technologie supérieure les différents centres de détention.
Mais encore.
So they're talking about superior technology. Finally, man.
Là, il faudra attendre un peu avant d'avoir recours partout aux brouilleurs d'ondes cellulaires.
There you go. And that's the other thing I told you about, man. I was like, how is this not in place? Like, yeah, guys, there's I don't remember the number exactly, but they were saying something like every 6 hours in Quebec prisons, they seize a phone. If you do the math, it's a mathematical thing. Like every 6 hours, they're seizing a phone that's been smuggled in. So the question I had was, it can't be that tough to, how you say, obfuscate the signals inside of your prison. Somehow that phone doesn't work inside. You know what I mean? Looks like they don't have it yet, but they're thinking about it. That's what I just heard from the video.
Faut comprendre que juste pour les cellulaires, j'avais besoin de l'autorisation du fédéral pour être capable de faire mes premiers tests.
So he needed to get, the bureaucracy. He had to get permission from the federal government in order to first start doing tests to block the cell phone signals.
De janvier à mars dernier, 70% des colis livrés par drone ont été saisis par les autorités provinciales. Un bon score qu'on souhaite tout de même améliorer, nous explique cet agent au centre de Rivière-des-Prairies.
So man, they've been catching a lot of packages being delivered by drone in prison.
C'est plus vite on les détecte, plus efficace on est au niveau de la récupération des colis.
Pour arriver à ses objectifs, Québec dit s'en tenir à son budget de 35 millions.
The budget is $35 million.
$100 000 sur 5 ans.
D'un côté, c'est sûr qu'on voit qu'il est intéressant d'avoir des outils technologiques pour nous permettre de faire notre travail. On se rend compte que dans plusieurs endroits où il y en a, les agents ne sont pas formés adéquatement.
All right, this is a bunch of talk.
Il leur manque de pratique également.
On n'est pas dans Star Trek, là.
Or, certains experts parlent d'un rattrapage nécessasaire.
See, they're even saying we're late. We need to catch up on this stuff.
C'est pas un dôme de protection complet au-dessus des pénitenciers, des prisons.
It's not what you'd imagine, a big dome around the prison that's going to work perfectly. It's not a big dome.
Et bon, on s'en va vers la bonne chose.
We're at least going to the right direction.
Le ministre François Bonnardel ne s'en cache pas, il y a beaucoup de travail à faire.
All right, a lot of talk. Let's go to the next, man. Oh, there you go. Actually, this is it. A cell phone seized every 6 hours in 2023. Every 6 hours, they seize a smuggled telephone. Imagine that. And we're going to skip the talk, I guess. 5 times more cell phones in prison. Well, you could see how many, how many they seized, I guess. You could see 2019. Look how it's been shooting up. It's practically like, look at this, 320 to 569. Over 1 year jump, 569 to 756. Then these are not small jumps, man. These are pretty big. This is a big growth rate here. Year after year after year, 970. And look at that. You know, usually the high growth rates should be in the beginning, and then it'll slow down through time, you know, because the number gets so big, how could you grow as much? No, 970 to 1534. Imagine. That's at the tail end here. It went up to 1534. Then something happened in 2023. It dropped by a third to 1,000. It's still at a high level compared to the earliest years. In fact, it's like 2019, 2020 still combined for the number of for 2024. It's still at a record high, man. Crazy. We're not gonna go through all this. We're gonna just skip this here. Where are we? Okay, so we got a fire burning on First Avenue. We come back to Montreal. Rosemo. Do you remember Rosemo? The only incredible story we had from that last year, it's when BFM captured someone around the red zone. BFM captured a person who I guess switched sides and wanted to deal for the Hells or something. They kidnapped the dude. They tortured. They put him in the car. He was naked, I believe, and for some strange reason they drove him to. From Quebec City to Montreal City to Rosemo, and they dumped him there. And I think he was missing a finger or something like that too, you know? Classic BFM teeing somebody, you know? So that was the last story we heard about Rosemo. That was the big one, you know? Now we got a vehicle being lit on fire in Montreal, which continues saga at 2:10 in the morning. No arrests, of course. Okay, next. Oh, is this the same one? Yeah, it says that was on a. Just want to double check. Yeah, on a vehicle. So this one's the same story. Wait a sec. Just want to triple check here. It says published yesterday. Was this published yesterday? This is published on the 26th. So yeah, it could be the same one. 1 day, give or take. So let's just double check. At least you got the pictures here. Look at that. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, maybe not. Sur la rue Bélanger, that was on Première Avenue. So maybe it's not the same, guys. It says vehicle burned on First Avenue. Here I'm getting, they're so close in time that it was hard to tell because it's the same location too. But now they're saying it's rue Bélanger. So okay, that's another one. They attacked this vehicle, set it up on fire. You know the drill. Nothing new here. Oh yeah, look, you're confirming the previous night to this fire right here. The night before is the previous story on First Avenue. So Rosemo, 2 nights in a row, vehicles burning. Here you go. Something's happening, and I don't know, man. Do you think it's the same group doing it? What are the chances 1 day after the next, same neighborhood? Or is it going back and forth between 2 groups? I don't know. Next one, rounds being let off. Now we leave Montreal now. We go to Saint-Honoré. So rounds being let off. Investigation is in progress. Let's see what they give us.
J'étais en haut là, tu sais, les balles sont en bas. Tu sais, les balles sont en bas d'être là, fait que, tu sais, il aurait pu avoir une balle qui est cochée, puis ça aurait pu arriver en haut.
So they sprayed the house. They sprayed the house, and you could see it hit the basement window.
Jordan Godreau était au rez-de-chaussée de cet immeuble à logement à Saint-Honoré samedi soir.
He was on the main floor Saturday night, this guy who was talking, the main floor, okay?
Lorsque des coups de feu ont été tirés vers l'appartement voisin.
When rounds were let off at the neighboring apartment. So I guess that's an apartment building, and I guess he lives on the main floor or something, and he heard the rounds being let off, and those rounds that he did hear was hitting one of his neighbors, and the neighbor lives in the basement, right? And you see it in front of you.
Je gamais, puis je jouais avec mon jeu, puis j'ai entendu des coups de feu. Puis je me suis demandé c'était quoi. J'étais allé voir c'était quoi qui se passait, mais j'ai pas vu les balles, fait que...
He didn't see anything, he just heard it.
Je me suis pas soucié du souci, mais...
Les policiers sont rapidement intervenus sur la rue de l'Hôtel de Ville.
Et une fois sur place, les patrouilleurs ont constaté des dommages qui pouvaient effectivement correspondre à ceux de projectiles à l'intérieur d'un bloc appartement. Heureusement, là, personne ne se trouvait près de l'unité là, où les dommages ont été constatés.
So she just said they heard they found evidence that rounds were being let off. You know, the most obvious.
Rapidement, là, 2 suspects ont été appréhendés à
Oh, 2 suspects were apprehended nearby, she says.
proximité des lieux. Ces derniers là, étaient rencontrés par les enquêteurs de la division des enquêtes sur les crimes majeurs.
Les enquêteurs ont érigé un important périmètre de sécurité.
So the
De
perimeter of
nombreux
security is
enquêteurs et
there.
techniciens en scène de crime étaient sur les lieux, en plus d'un maître chien. Ils
The
ont
most
passé
obvious
la
stuff.
scène au peigne fin, à la recherche d'indices.
So they're
Ils
looking
ont
for
fouillé
proof.
les poubelles, interrogé des témoins et
All right, it's just more obvious stuff they're gonna just say that you and I already know. I guess just want to see. Yeah, they're not saying if this is linked to stupefiers or not so far. Next story looks like this one might be armed aggression. 3 men arrested in Saguenay. So you have Saguenay back in back-to-back storylines with me. We've been reading news about Albovin's hometown is there. He controls it over there. He's on the run. And there's been tons of home invasions in that particular area. And my apologies. Give me just 1 sec. Sorry about that. I just didn't want you to hear the buzzing sound from the guy who's cutting the lawn and stuff, you know? All right. So, yeah, Saguenay, we continue. What's going on? 3 suspects would have attacked a 50-ish-year-old man using a knife, I think. They were apprehended Saturday. This happened at 10:15 in the morning. The victim's going to survive. I just want to see the 3 men aged in their 30s. We're on Boulevard Saguenay in the neighborhood of Saint-Jean-Ude. I don't know how you pronounce this. Ude? Je suis pas sûr. I don't know. 2 of them were liberated, so they're not really going to give us any information. That's all you need to know, honestly. All right, next story here. This one's tied to the BFM. You see BFM here. Criminal fire in Sainte-Foy. A building tied to the BFM set ablaze. So the BFM are under attack. We last fired like this that we confirmed it was BFM being under attack. It was one of their people in their pipeline. Out of the city, like somewhere in a farm. The person owned the chalet, and the Hells Angels, they believe, paid underlings to go to that chalet and burn that property up. And that property belonged to a guy who switched side, basically. And you know, what choice did he have? He was probably intimidated by BFM, and then there's no winning. So that was the last time that we had a property tied to the BFM being set on fire. That was the only one I can really recall. Now we have a second one. This one is official. Let's see. They're not going to talk. They're just showing us the scene. So this is the property. I don't know if you can notice anything that I can't. Yeah, we don't. Dang, really a total loss there. So the place it's in Sainte-Foy. It was searched by authorities. No freaking way. Check this out. A building in Sainte-Foy that had been searched. There was an operation by the cops 2 weeks ago at this location. Has been set ablaze. Could it be they themselves who set it up ablaze? Or did the enemies find out this property belonged to BFM members? And so, you know, when they saw the police operation happening there, maybe went on the news. I don't remember it. But maybe after that, they decided, yep, it's time to attack that place. But I don't know. I'm not leaning on that, honestly. Could it be that they're trying to eliminate evidence themselves? I don't know. It happened at 3 a.m. on Wednesday. So we got 3 hours later. Yeah, there's nothing. Just talking about putting the fire out. I think we got anything. No arrests were made for the moment. Let us remind people that on the 14th of May, which is like exactly 2 weeks ago, the anti-gang squad had led a important hit in the region, targeting vehicles and residences used by the BFM. I guess that's the one. And then when they had searched this place, they seized a tool, a 45, with the series number scratched off, a quantity of cane, and $2,200 of cash, 11 cell phones. 3 men and 2 women were arrested in that search. The names were Roxane Pronovo and Jean Peterson, aged 33 and 36. Yeah, and they're going to face court time, whatever. All right, no more information than that. We go to the 2 main stories today, man. Let me just catch up with you guys. Shout out to Mountain Woman, Adam Rogers, Bull, Daniel Gould, Max the Youth, Chris Inslee, and Marcel Mathers. Oh, by the way, that I don't know if you guys saw the post, but I'm going to mention it here. Yeah, sorry for my voice. I'm sick. You remember we talked about David Wolf Carroll, Nomad Hells Angels? He was on the run, and he's got to be pretty old by now, at least in his 70s. And the rumor has always been, a lot of people want to say he was still alive. He's still alive. And a few years ago, I said, I believe he's dead, And people were telling me, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about and shit. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't say the bad words. They told me basically to go F myself because I believed it. People are damn serious about this stuff, man. That was just my opinion. But we came to find out. I just made a post about it. Might as well say it in a video. No, not everyone's going to see the post. But I found the video of David Wolf Carroll's son. He, a few days ago, was reported missing. He evidently went to meet someone in his vehicle. They found his vehicle under an overpass. Okay? It's like a meetup spot. His car was there. His car keys was not there, I believe. I forgot, but it was suspicious. It was just his car underneath the overpass, and he just went missing. And the cops believe that he got killed. Now, I saw going from that, someone on the channel told me, hey, he was actually a rapper too. So I checked out on YouTube. You can type Nicky B. And then there's an interview, but it's in French. It's an interview on a rap channel. He's there. He's talking. They ask him about his dad. And you judge from his body language when he talks about his dad. And you can see there's a amount of sadness. And they ask him where his father is. And then he said, my father had an AVC or something like that. It's like a heart or a vein disease or heart disease or brain disease. I'm not too sure. It's like a vein that popped or something. I can't remember the name of. If I remember the name of the thing, you'd be able to know. But I don't remember the name. But he said his father is dead. His father passed away. So you got it first from the son. And it didn't look like he looked sad when he was telling that story. It looked real, man. Didn't seem like a con job he was doing there, man. So you got to take the son's word for it. His father is gone. He's no longer alive. David Wolf Carroll did pass away from natural causes, I guess. All right, let's get to the next story. Traditional organized crime, Irish. So Irish mafia. Sean Daniel Purdy was condemned to 30 months for possessing a tool. Okay. There's a photo of him that's old, 2009. Possession was in 2024. An individual that the cops tied to organized... Sorry. Oh boy, usually this should work. Wow, my computer... Sorry, I like to... Computers are weird, man. I'm trying to zoom in my screen, but it no longer works. God, I hate computers sometimes. Give me just a sec. Maybe it'll work now. All right, good. It's fixed. All right, so they believe he's tied to the Irish mob. He pled guilty last week. We're going to skip the trial stuff. We don't really care. I just want some extra information that we can use. After having received information from a source saying that Purdy was moving around armed, the investigators of an anti-gang squad of the region in Montreal started an investigation. They followed Purdy for numerous days, and they intercepted him in company of another individual on the 4th of December. Okay. Inside of the vehicle, a Cadillac Escalade driven by Purdy, they found a Beretta PX4, 9mm, with 10 rounds. Let's see what we got. So I guess that's the pick. Sean Purdy, now he's 38, is the son of Jerry Purdy, today deceased, and other times previously considered by the police as a member or influential member of the Irish Mafia or the West End Gang. So he's the son of a member of the West End Gang. Well known, Jerry Purdy. Now, despite that, Sean Purdy, the son, has no rap sheet, criminal background, like previous charges, I guess, that stuck. Sean Purdy is, quote, is associated to numerous figures in the Quebec criminal underworld, and is considered as an influential member in this circle. That's a profile that's drawn by the police that they deposed in court. Now, as he was being followed by investigators a couple of days before his actual arrest, as he was being trailed by the cops, Purdy was seen with two Hells Angels, Gilles Lambert from the Montreal section and Éric Bouffard from the South section. Gilles Lambert is not a nobody. So he's meeting with people who are not nobodies here. Gilles Lambert and Éric Bouffard. Purdy was seen in the past entering a building of an enterprise that was tied to the Lopez brothers. Now, I'm thinking he's talking about Lopez Oliveira or something like that, the brothers in the Mafia. Don't quote me on this. I might be confusing the names, but I think that's the one. The Montreal Mafia, Lopez Oliveira, I think. But he was seen entering an enterprise belonging to the Lopez brothers, and I do think so because there was 3 Lopez brothers, I think. One of them got killed in the Dominican Republic. We covered that a few years ago. Chances are it's that family. So he was seen entering an enterprise that belongs to them, and also a residence of a member of the Annunziata family, all tied to the Mafia of Montreal. There you go. So yeah, it's probably what we were just saying earlier. Interesting. So Irish West End Gang, son of an Irish gang member. He himself meeting Hells Angels, Gilles Lambert, Éric Bouffard, cops trailing him. Also seen entering buildings which belong to the Montreal Mafia, or specifically the Lopez brothers or the Annunziata family. Continuing, among his other visits from Purdy, other people that he's met, look, what a small world. Jean Winsing Barthelus. Remember Jean Winsing Barthelus? This is the guy I showed you he was like one of the right-hand men of Gregory Woolley. And you remember, someone showed me a video of him doing a boxing match. It was a boxing match, like maybe from 10, 12 years ago. And you remember recently we did another, there was a news story that came out that he went to court again. He had to speak to the judge because he got busted with a tool. And he was saying, like, that's my previous life now. I want to end this. I don't want to be part of this stuff anymore. I'm old now, etc., etc. That guy, okay? But we know that there are other friends. I cannot recall their names. Recently, we learned about one or two other friends of two friends, and not too recently, because one of them was recent. We had 2 other friends of Gregory Woolley who joined biker clubs, and you would certainly, looking at that and seeing how these 2 others were promoted to biker clubs, if there was another person that I would expect to be wearing a patch with them at whatever other biker underling club, it would be him. It would be him. I'm curious if one of these days we're gonna find out he was BSing in court, and we will see reports of him wearing a patch of a biker clan. You've heard this. You've heard this hypothesis here first. If it ever happens, we can have a aha moment. So among the other people that the Irish gangster Purdy was meeting were Jean Winsing Barthelus, right-hand man of gang boss Gregory Woolley. He's also meeting Maxime Dubois, that the police considers as a importer of cane, Yannick Gauthier and Jesse Kiane, who are part of the Hells Angels. So he got 2 Hells Angels here. And also, lastly, he was also meeting Joseph Chamaï, an influential member of the Lebanese mafia, according to the cops. So he's meeting all these people. He's driving an Escalade. Don't think he's working. I don't think so. But he's working, actually. He was working with Gregory Woolley, Jean Winsing, Maxime Dubois, Yannick Gauthier, Jesse Kiane, Gilles Lambert, and just a different type of work. And Joseph Chamaï. Now, quote from the cops. In 2019, informer cites the implication or the participation of Sean Daniel Purdy in the accounting side of the illegal activities of the Rizzutos. This witness was speaking about activities dating to at least until 2015, indicating that Sean Daniel Purdy is implicated with organized crime for almost 10 years. And this is all part of a profile that the cops wrote up for the court of who is Sean Daniel Purdy in court to describe him, etc. All right. I think that was pretty interesting. So Sean Daniel Purdy, a name to remember. Very interesting. The photo's old. All right. Lastly, go to the main article. The accomplice of hitman Frédéric Silva, Giovanni Presa, I think he's going to court or something. Let me see. So they were being followed. I know Giovanni Presa, a few years ago, it was linked to the killing of an ex-rocker MC, Daniel Beauchamp. I think it was Daniel Beauchamp who got killed in a McDonald's parking lot or a gas station parking lot or something. There was a hit on his life. And I think they found out that the tool used, it was 3D printed. And then I don't know how, but they searched Mr. Giovanni Presa's home, and they found the schematics or the tools that, I don't know how 3D printers work, man. I have no clue. But they found the 3D printer. They found all that stuff at Presa's house. And it's like a small world. Everything connects, And now you see he's with Frédéric Silva. No surprise there. So the appeal court has just begun for Giovanni Presa, who was trying to exclude an evidence found at his place by the cops when they searched him for the murder of Sébastien Beauchamp, assassinated in December of 2018 by ex-hitman who became collaborator with the cops, Frédéric Silva. And those who don't know, this is Frédéric Silva right here. And this year we learned that he was working underneath the Italian mafia. He met Solicito, he was friends with them, etc. We found out about that. Let's keep reading. Presa, 39, has been found guilty of the murder of Beauchamp in December of 2022. But Beauchamp got killed in 2018. It's just his court. They got declared guilty 4 years later. He was condemned to prison without being eligible for parole for at least 25. Silva became a special witness 6 months earlier. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're actually saying. Let's just say he testified about this. Let's see what we got. Now, during the search at Presa's home in February of 2019, investigators found equipment that would serve to fabricate silencers in his shed of his home in Terrebonne. But he had managed he had managed in court to make it excluded, an evidence that the cops had found at his place. Very strange. Here's a picture they took at his place, what he was building, what he had. It's crazy, huh? In front of the court. Yeah, we're gonna skip all the legalese. We're gonna forget the legalese part, man. It's gonna be just a big waste of time. All we know is he's getting charged and he's gonna do time, and he's trying to exclude evidence that should not be used against him somehow. Playing the game of court. Yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna end this video here. I don't really have anything more today, man. I'll leave it at that. All right. Anyways, guys, have a great day. Enjoy your day, and what are we doing here? Yeah, I don't think I got anything more. Let me just catch up on the messages. So, Lucifer, what's up, Bull? Says, it's about Nicholas David Carroll I was telling you about. They found the body, but for some reason, they don't talk about it. So they actually found his body? I know Max sent me an article yesterday that the cops went to raid a fishing place, a fishery or something like that. They raided a fishery, but it was in link with what's his name, with Nicholas Carroll Wolf, whatever. It was in link with him, but there was no more mention than that. So if it's they didn't tell us they found the body or anything like that. It's still not in the news here, etc. You know, so that's it. I have nothing to really add on that until it becomes news. You know, maybe you know something that I don't. Maybe you found out something else. You know, but if it's not on the newspaper, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna invent something. You know, I'm gonna have to wait for it to arrive. Then I'll translate it for everybody. But so far, I scanned these web pages, and honestly, man, on the front page, I look here, there was nothing for me, man. So I don't know what. I haven't even heard about it, where they say they found his you know what. Still not here. When it does appear, of course I'll translate it at that point, man. And what else do we got? Okay, let me just give the shout-outs. Shout out to Mountain Woman, Adam Rogers, Bull, Daniel Gould, Max the Youth, Chris Hinsley, Marcel Mathers, Lucifer, Dave Sormel, and Anthony Serrano. And did I say Lucifer already? Shout out to Lucifer. And that's it. Anyways, yeah, no. Well, yeah, they used that place as a stash. What are we talking about? Yeah, Bull, I removed my messages. I don't want to receive emails because this is not a job. You know, I get so many messages when I leave my email. I already got like multiple people emailing me. I don't want to receive more, and I don't like to ignore people. So when I get a message, I feel obligation to answer every single one. But at the end of the day, it's I'll spend my whole evenings replying to each person, going back and forth. So yeah, that's why I removed my email for that reason. Plus, some people take advantage of that, and they just don't respect your time. You know, they'll be your friends one day, and then the next, you say something, and then they send you hateful emails. So I removed my email, man. It's not worth the $2 a day for all my videos combined for the last 3-4 years. It's just not worth doing it. You know. I hope you'll understand. And I'm just doing this for fun. As soon as it starts to become like work for the reward that I get, if it becomes work, it's not worth it for me to do. You know, I don't like to owe this person that, owe that other person, do it this way. You got to realize everybody has a demand from me. Every person, when I log in, there's always someone telling me how to do something, what to do that. But there's no reward for it, man. It's just it just becomes as if I have another job, but it doesn't pay me anything, you know? So I like to keep it simple. I just read what's on the newspaper if it arrives, and that's about it. I hope you understand. It's nothing against you or anybody else. But the effort is not. How you say the juice is not worth the squeeze? It's like that, unfortunately, for a YouTube channel about crime, or if you're not making a documentary. And I used to make the documentaries too. I used to do that. I'd spend 100 hours on the video, and it would basically be a huge waste of time, to be honest with you. So yeah, I gave up on that too. But really sorry. Thanks to everybody. Have a great day, guys. And yeah, sorry for the voice. I'm sick today, man. My nostrils are blocked. My throat's killing me, and I feel a little bit nauseous. Have a great day, guys. Thank you, and thanks for coming.